Here's our stack of cards that we're going to be using today. Let me get all of these unpacked. Great. So, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz and I'll be guiding you on this journey today. This is a pick a card and you'll be choosing either this or that. And ever since the thought to do this reading based on this or that, that song has been stuck in my head for like literally 3 days. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with I think pretty much like the whole song is this or that. So anyway, I am happy to be doing this reading. We're going to see what comes through. I have a bunch of oracle decks. Of course, we have the tea leaf cards out here as well. So take a moment, choose one. And of course, in the meantime, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed to the channel. Help me get out of the 1050s that I've been in for like the last literally year and a half, I believe. So subscribe to the channel and become a hoe. I do love that. Like Heretic Owl, you know, like the abbreviation of that is hoe. Become a hoe. Or maybe it's like a who, kinda, you know, become a who. Okay. So you're not a hoe until you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, pick your deck and we'll get into it. So if you chose this deck with the little yellow heart, this will be your reading, and we're going to start with the Numinous Aastro deck, and we're just going to kind of see what second house, assets, material world, possessions, finance, talent, values, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit score, security, aesthetics, goes on and on and on and on and on. I need more. Oh, I guess I could just put it back wherever I grabbed it from. Duh. I'm like, I need more table space. Okay. Second house. We're talking money. You know, I mean, of course, assets. And maybe there is some stuff going on in your second house, depending on what that is for you. Let's get some tarot out. For this group, what do we have for the second house? What's up with that? I love the wings here too, because I actually almost said like like in the little intro, I was like, you know, become a hoe, subscribe to the channel. I literally was going to say like grow your wings by, you know, subscribing to the channel, since, you know, owls fly. I don't know. Anyway, it's a work in progress, but for the second house, what do we have? Having to do with the material world. Maybe you are a material girl. Possessions. We have the nurturer in the reverse. Ooh. Okay. Those kind of went flying. I don't shuffle reversals into my deck, so, you know, I mean, if it comes out and it flips in the reverse, we take it that way. We have the Two of Cups, the Proclaimer, which is the Hierophant, and the Ten of Wands. Honestly, like, I'm just getting this feeling of feeling unfulfilled, and maybe too, like, just having to go through the motions for the sake of security, but it's like not, like it's not filling your cup. It's probably not ideally like something you would want to be doing. It could also even just be like I want to say like the connections around you, or like maybe the connections that you currently have or are trying to like tap into, and it's just not giving the thing. Also, even like with the second house and with the nurturer or the empress in the reverse, I also have to wonder if there is an issue here of self-worth, and even like trying to birth something from, let's see, like let me figure out how to say this. It's like trying to manifest an outcome that maybe you don't feel you deserve or are capable of, or that it would even exist or is possible. And also like that could be coming from a place of something taking longer than you anticipated for it to materialize. And it's interesting that there's a lot of Taurus energy out here, actually. Maybe like a little, like a sprinkle of Libra, but the second house traditionally rules Taurus. The nurturer is a Venus card. Venus rules Taurus. The proclaimer or the Hierophant is the Taurus card. So, I mean, maybe there is stuff going on. Like, well, we know that there is stuff going on in Taurus. Chiron is in Taurus right now. And it'll be there for the next little bit, and then it'll retrograde back into Aries. But with this Empress being in the reverse, this is a really good time to just reevaluate your values, your self-worth. Even too, like since we're talking second house, the amount of materials or resources or literally even money that you are putting into a thing and what you are getting back out of it. It could have to do with pricing. It could have to do with how much you're getting paid, because the two, I almost thought the Empress was a 2 and then I caught myself. But the 2 of Cups is about shared values. We have the values house out here. This can, of course, be in relationships as well. And, relationships can be anything from your work, your business, romantic relationships, platonic, like your friendships as well. But with the 2 of Cups, both people come into the connection, the situation, whatever. Like they both have their full cups. So there's a reciprocal energy there. Like both people know how to fill their own cups. They know how much to pour from them as well before they need to fill them back up. They also allow again, with the reciprocal energy, they allow or they recognize that same need in other people or in the other person as well, and give space for the other person to fill their own cup. It's, like equal give and take. With it being cups, that has to do with our emotions and even, like our emotional capacity, our emotional maturity, love too. Because again, like how are things mutually beneficial? And what is your relationship with love? Like, how do you give it? Number one, but more importantly, how do you receive it? Do you let people help fill your cup? Do you allow yourself, to fill your cup? Do you accept help? Do you feel burnt out? Do you kind of push yourself beyond because, if you don't do it, it's not going to get done, or you do it the right way type of thing. And I'm saying that because we have the 10 of Wands out here. And the 10 of Wands is the card of burden or even burn out. You know, it's like, it's taking too much on your plate instead of delegating. I also see wands as being experience and life lessons. Tens are a completion. I know we totally skipped over the Hierophant. We'll come back. But tens are also a completion. So it's, it's taking all of the experience that you have. It's taking all of the skills that you've acquired from said experiences, and recognizing too that like you're not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience. So where can you kind of delegate that energy, or where can you focus that energy that would be more beneficial, that won't burn you out? The Hierophant or the Proclaimer in this deck, especially like with the elephant here. I'm curious what the totem is for elephant. Strength, wisdom, and good fortune. Deep community bonds, patience, and grounded stability. Which is honestly like very Taurus. So I can see why like they chose this image for the Hierophant, or like, like the Taurus card. Because all that I could remember is like, an elephant never forgets. And also the other thing, I remember somebody saying this to me a long time ago, but what is the best way, or maybe even like the quickest way to eat an elephant? And my response was like, why would I eat an elephant? And they were like, that's not the point. But the point was one bite at a time. It's like one step at a time, one thing at a time. And especially like since we started with this nurturer card. Well, before I go there, let me finish kind of talking about this Hierophant card. The Hierophant also has to do with traditional institutions. So that can be anything from education. It's literally like anything that is passed down. Somebody has the wisdom, has the knowledge, has the experience or the expertise already, and they pass it down. I mean, it could definitely be you that is passing along information. But again, like it can be education, it can be a job, because, in education, there's a teacher or a professor. They're giving you the knowledge. They're teaching it to you. Tarot, astrology also fits into that. Long-standing traditions like marriage, even like with work, right? Generally, when you get a new job, there's usually a period of training, right? Somebody already has the experience and the knowledge. They catch you up. They give it to you, so you know. And there's something with this Empress being in the reverse, where it could be a feminine wound as well, because this is the divine feminine. I think for the most part, like most of us have a feminine wound. That's kind of like a societal thing. I mean, it could also even be ancestral. Like there could be, as there would be for most of us, a generational wound around like what we're capable of, even the resources and materials that we can acquire, or the assets that we can acquire, because a lot of the conditioning that we've had has been, you can't do it without a man, or it's just 10 times harder for women to do it because we're also having to go or operate in a system that is built for men. But with this Proclaimer card here, with the Hierophant card, it's like we have access to the same information, or like the same teachings or principles, traditions. And with this Two of Cups being in the middle and the Ten of Wands being at the end, like there could just be even like stepping outside of tradition, because also like part of this wound here, or like part of this, Empress being in the reverse, could be trying to like fit a square peg into a round hole. Like trying to conform something to an existing template or like an existing thing. And that could be the thing that is not allowing the actual like creation. Let's pull some more. What have you got for us? Cultivate inner booty. Have a beautiful day. Meditation, getting centered. Take off the shit-colored glasses is at the bottom of the deck. Breadcrumbing, giving minimal attention, keeping options open, vague promises, never committing fully. Side hustle, multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. Gratitude. And the number 9, it's your compassion that makes you shine. You are devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. I am compassionate. Yeah, like with this breadcrumbing, it just kind of feels like there's not yet an actual commitment, which could be part of, like the Empress being in the reverse. I know I said already too that there could be something around like how much time something is taking. And I'm saying that because of like the pearl, and it's like, I'm pretty sure, I honestly am not even entirely sure, but like a piece of sand or something gets into an oyster, and then it just kind of, it creates the pearl to like what's the word, to like neutralize the threat type of thing. And we as humans are like, beautiful, love it, put it in a piece of jewelry, like, and the oysters are just like, that's like an immune reaction. And humans are like, ooh, gorgeous, beautiful, give me more. So that could also even be like just even going against tradition thing that I said. Because maybe like whatever it is, like there's definitely been some level of effort with the breadcrumbing. There's been some level of effort put into it. And there's also, because that kind of feels like behind you, but like in front of you, you still want to, it's like you're still moving forward and just, like kind of leaving breadcrumbs behind you. So there's something that kind of keeps you motivated to move forward. Just never quite committing fully. And maybe that is because, and again, with Chiron being in Taurus right now, maybe it has something to do with a wound. I mean, it has to. That's just kind of like where this is going for me. Like it just kind of feels like it has to be something around worth and a wound around that. And it's like having to manage both things, like having to allow yourself to like keep moving forward, giving minimal attention, minimal effort, still showing up for it though, right? But then also having to manage the fear or the doubt or whatever like the wound is. But like you have this pearl, you just don't maybe necessarily see the value of it. And maybe it does have to do like with other people in some capacity. It could be, like your story. It could be your approach to things. It could be just, just unique connections that you have. Also, even, like visibility. I mean, but there's this book here. Actually, since like I put these cards down, this book is maybe it is a book. And it is something that's like your own unique perspective. And with the Two of Cups, it's like the people who resonate with your message, they will show up. This gratitude card here, gratitude, like for me, has become and maybe that's the point of it. I don't know, but has become a lesson in patience. That's interesting. I was gonna say being present, or like presence, and patience came out so weird, but relevant too, valid. And especially with Taurus energy, like Taurus is not fast moving. So, whether you have Taurus energy or not in your chart, I mean, everybody has Taurus somewhere. You may just not have any planets or anything, in Taurus specifically. But Taurus is slow. Like try moving a bowl before it's like ready, or before there's something for it to like catch its attention and want to move towards, like so yeah, I mean, this could also even just be like a lesson in patience, which like we have Saturn in Aries, which I think is also a very great lesson in patience. Because Aries is just, let's go, right? It's fire. It's the first fire sign. Like, let's go. And Saturn's like, hold up. Where are we even going? What are you even doing? Let's just pump the brakes a little bit. Make sure that we're not, like missing any steps. But like, so what I was going to say with gratitude being a practice in being present, it really does like ground you, and it does kind of force you to be present. What do I have right now? Even to that you can, draw from, that you can tap into, versus, like thinking too far in the past or thinking too far in the future, because neither one of those things really exist right now. Like the past exists in our nervous system. The future is being informed by however our nervous system is attuned. We can't trust either one, but we can trust what is happening right now. How do I feel right now? And why? And what decisions can I make right now that support what it is that I want to manifest in my future? I love that, like, they're in the woods too. So this could be even, I mean, what better way to get grounded than to like spend some time in nature? This is a call to approach life with a spirit of gratitude. Maybe you've lost sight of your blessings and have become fixated on what you do not have. When we spend too much time focusing on the no's and the failures, we lose sight of the yeses and successes. Bring awareness back to everything you have to be grateful for, and you will see your blessings multiply. Give thanks not only to what you have, but also to the supporters and sources of your abundance. Appreciation, abundance, mindset, thankfulness, positivity, and offering. I've literally, like, a friend and I have like literally been having a conversation about this like exact thing recently. And then the side hustle card, multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. She has like 2 laptops here. Like her face is very intense. And especially with this being on the 10 of Wands as well, just be sure that you are taking care of yourself. You know, like, recognize when you need rest. Recognize when you need to pull back. I mean, this could definitely also be, of course, a good omen for an additional stream of income, or, you know, like the possibility of that. That would definitely relieve some stress and some overwhelm. But again, it's like just making sure that, you know, there's kind of that balance there, that you're not like burning yourself out in the process. Haystack karma, you will reap what you have sown. Ear, good nose, good nose, good news. Maybe you do have a good nose. Like, if you have a cute nose, like, post it. Can you post pictures in YouTube? Bull, do you see? But interesting that we have Bull come out and we're literally talking, like, there's so much Taurus energy here. Do not back down from opposition. So strength and fortitude. Yeah, I think even like with this, this number 9 card, have a beautiful day. Like, like all of this kind of over here to me is feeling like making sure that you are taking care of yourself. Because also too, like, people have no clue, like, you know, if your cup is running dry, you know, like, if you just keep saying yes to things, or if you do just kind of keep hustling, or, you know, like putting yourself out there and, you know, and especially again, like with this nurture card being in the reverse, like just making sure that you're checking in with yourself, that you are resting when you need rest. And of course, like, rest can look however rest looks for you. Like, it doesn't just have to be like napping or just not doing anything. Tauruses do love that. I am a Taurus sun, and I need days where I do absolutely nothing. That's what fills my cup and recharges my battery. But it could be, you know, like meditation. It could be, you know, like just cleaning, or like, you know, like rearranging your space, or just, you know, like making sure things are where they are when you need to grab them. You know, like just resetting type of thing. It could be allowing yourself to do something that you enjoy doing. And again, I mean, maybe that is getting into nature, going on hikes, or, you know, like just doing something that is fun for the sake of enjoyment, not for the sake of, you know, like remaining in the grind, or like, you know, making sure that you're hustling, because there's a fear if you don't hustle that it's going to fall apart, or it won't materialize. Because even too, like with the Empress is about receiving. The Emperor is the one that goes out and gets and initiates and whatever, you know, like the Empress, no, that shit's coming to me. You feed me grapes. I don't go get my own grapes. I don't know why, like that was the image that went through my head. And I get like tons of Taurus energy here. And like Venus is where? My friend just sent me a thing about in August, Venus is going to be squaring Mars. Mars is still in Gemini for the time being. Hello? Where Venus is in Virgo right now. You know, and I think like Venus and Virgo, because interestingly enough, your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. That's literally Virgo. Like Virgo is the acts of service, or you know, the service sign, I guess. And with Venus in there, I mean, it could just be like very people pleasy, over committing, keep vague promises. So just be also, you know, like just be aware of that. And, you know, maybe where you're saying yes a little too quick. Because, you know, like if you are the type of person that is, you know, you want to be helpful, right? Like you are compassionate, you are empathetic, like, you know, but just kind of for the time being, just be aware of, do you have the energy? And it's totally fine if you don't. There's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, that's great to have an awareness around. That's how you like take care of yourself. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't have the capacity, or I don't have the space to take that on right now. Beautiful. I don't think I have anything else, because all of a sudden my brain went blank. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Great. So if you chose that pile, this message is for you. Spread these out. Shuffle them after this reading. So first though, let's use the Aastro deck to just kind of see what area of life we're talking about for you. Capricorn, the boss. Serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass, majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, discipline. All of the things. Maybe you have placements in Capricorn. I mean, of course, if you don't, this could just be we have the Hermit, the World, Six of Pentacles, and the Chariot. like one of my lights went out, so I'm using this overhead light and it just like reflects off of everything. It's fine. There's clearly this this need, and I just like I almost kind of feel like I have no doubt that you are actually feeling it, maybe more than you are thinking it. That either you need help. I've just noticed with him that I don't, just like some potential weakness, maybe a little bit of pain, like he was being really hesitant about jumping up on stuff, and that's new. That's new behavior, right? So anyway, and also what is new is him allowing me to help him get on to furniture. Because in the past, he would not. Like if he saw me coming, he would just jump up on the thing right away. But now he'll like turn around for me, like for me to like pick him up. So anyway, I think that's good timing for like what we were talking about, and maybe just confirmation of that too. It's like, and maybe that is like just very kind of Capricornian energy of like, either you've maybe felt like you've had to do things on your own because you have, or that it's like it like shows a sense of weakness if you ask for help. And the reason why I'm saying that there's clearly like a need for something in that realm to end is because we have the World card, and it literally came out right behind the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is the lone wolf card. That's I've been on this journey by myself, and also like the Hermit is Virgo, fellow earth sign. We have Virgo. The World is, I'm pretty sure it usually has like fixed signs on it, but I mean, of course it's also earth since it's like, the world. And then Cancer over here as well. So, those could be prominent placements for you. They don't have to be. This big ass spider just went crawling across. Holy shit. The sliding glass door. I mean, thankfully, like it's outside, but distractions. So the Hermit card is also about healing, introspection, right? I mean, it's literally like going within, and it's also about like getting quiet enough to like hear yourself. I also always see the Hermit as like your path is unique to you. Like nobody can really walk your path. And it's also even about finding what your path is. But that also doesn't mean that people could be like walking parallel on their own journey. Like, right? Like we're all hermits in our own way. And they're usually holding the star, but they're holding this little swirl. I don't know. I wonder if that is like the world. Let's see if the book says the Hermit has journey to the ends of the world, which is interesting because we have the world out here. Collecting information through experiences along the way. The vast amount of knowledge he carries is stored safely in his crystal ball. Okay, so it's a crystal ball. An object of great magic and memory. When he needs to draw from the wisdom of his past, he finds a quiet place and calls it forward. The crystal ball only responds to the Hermit's magic. Only he can locate the answers and information he needs. The Hermit asks you to separate yourself from the outside expectations and opinions so that you can find your own truth within. You may want to consider spending some special time alone so that you can proceed and reflect before taking action in your life. And it's like, no doubt with, the Boss card being out here, that you either are an authority in something, a subject, like having like an expertise or even like a unique POV on something or like a unique approach on something. But definitely like it clearly said, like, you have experience to draw upon. And again, like with the World card here, that is the end of a cycle. It's the culmination of things. Like you got what you needed to get out of your current circumstances or like your current journey. And what is on the other side of the world is a Six of Pentacles, which is like working with other people. It's literally like the card of sharing. It's also like charity is wrapped in there. But it's usually depicted, I mean, we can see these hands, right, that are reaching up, and this assistance or, materials and resources are just being dropped, into these hands. And like the traditional imagery on the card is one person, has an abundance of, money, knowledge, again, expertise, and they offer that to other people who don't have it or are in need of it, whatever that is. And of course, like you can be on either side, but I think you would be like the person who would be offering your expertise. And maybe it is like being in a leadership position and even stepping into that energy. Because if you're kind of used to like doing your own thing, like la da da, just not necessarily like considering, impact on other people, or even like how much other people could gain like from your knowledge, from your expertise. Even how, like an organization would benefit from your type of leadership or discipline or, but that's why like I'm like, that the time of solitude, and to like thinking that like you have to do it on your own, or that there is no assistance, and whatever that is too. Because like, like if you did need a loan or a grant or something along those lines, that would be available. And, it would be potentially seeking that out, or just being like open to receiving if it were to be offered to you. And how like it would get things moving. Whereas, like the Hermit is just standing there. They've kind of reached this period where do I go from here? Like standing on this cliff here, which is very like Fool card as well. Like my journey has led me here. Now what? The world looks like, like a portal here, like even an opportunity. Like when I see doorways, opportunity. Also, even just like it's a good, it would be a good time to wrap things up. Like just kind of cross your T's, dot your I's, like anything that's been left unsettled or open, like it would be a good time to settle any of those, whatever they would be. This says highly meditated with a license to chill, which also like, it does kind of feel very like hermity, but it's like envisioning the like most perfect outcome, for the highest good of all people involved. Like this just feels like very, honestly, like even imaginative, because, and maybe that's even like the approach to take, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And I have no doubt that Saturnian, people are creative. It might just be like in a different way versus like this kind of watercolor over here. And I just kind of get this feeling of, like things unfolding maybe in a way that you didn't anticipate or maybe didn't imagine. There could be moving happening here. There could be, like some sort of assistance in moving as well. It's also interesting that on the Hermit card, there is like an older gentleman. I mean, that usually is depicted as like an older man on the Hermit card, which generally like symbolizes wisdom. And also, even speaking of Saturn, time, because Saturn rules time. So maybe it also like has to do like with wherever Saturn is in your chart. Saturn is in Aries right now, and it just went retrograde. It'll be retrograde until December. And Aries is very like, I want it to happen right now. Instant gratification. I keep getting it like this image in my head of like grabbing stuff, like, ooh, something shiny, grab it. And Saturn would be like the adult that would like slap your hand, like, don't touch things that aren't yours. Or also Saturn would be like, okay, where are you going? Like, you want to move all fast, but like, what are we doing? Where are we going? How are we getting there? Who's all going to be there? It's like, Saturn's like, or Aries is like, whatever, I'll figure it out along the way. And Saturn's like, absolutely not. Like, we're going to figure it out to some extent now, So if you are experiencing some sort of delay in something, and especially like with Saturn being retrograde, like this is just a good time to review the plan. It's one thing to just, like trust things to unfold, right? Which is like very this kind of energy of like, watercolor, like, imagination. But then it's another thing to approach it like with structure, a plan, like being prepared. And maybe like one or both of those things is uncomfortable because it's like the need to be impulsive could be out of a need to like resolve any kind of like discomfort of like any pressure that's building up, because Mars is very like, let's just go, but then on the other side of things, like Saturn could be like, oh, that pressure is making me uncomfortable, and maybe I need to like slow down and think about it. Whatever though, like the situation is, there is this need to, come out of some period of aloneness, whatever that is for you, whether it has just been you've been doing things on your own, whether it has been that you have been kind of like on a lone wolf, like kind of journey. I also even feel like with this World card, like there is an opportunity here. And it also even feels like surrender. And I also just keep coming back to this like receiving energy. Like, again, like if help is offered, to receive it. Because none of these cards like really necessarily talk about initiating. And then, like I said, in the Hermit card, there's this older gentleman, and in this Chariot, there's like a woman energy here. I mean, Venus is in Virgo right now. I don't think that there's anything happening in Capricorn. I know the moon was in Capricorn. Oh, it still is. At least for today. Because I believe there's a full moon tomorrow. Like I said, Saturn is in Aries. Mercury is in Cancer. And maybe it's like enough to be having conversations with people. Even, like sharing your path, sharing where you've been, and sharing too, like where you want to go. Whether that is like a physical location, or just, like an ambition that you have, or like, just where you see yourself. And then maybe like through the grapevine, you're just chatting and somebody's like, oh, I can help you with that. Or, oh, I can get you in contact with somebody who can help you with that. Was that like a little chickadee? Did you hear that? It was a little chickadee. Resilience, adaptability, and fearless joy. Despite its tiny size, a spirit guide teaches you to face adversity with a cheerful heart. Trust your intuition and stay grounded in your community. Because, we can see these two horses here, which symbolize our shadow side and our light side, right? And they're moving in the same direction. Number 77. I am brave. It is time to move on from the old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambitions. Interesting, because also the Chariot is walking. Now is the time to be bold and brave. And we have the Capricorn card out, which specifically uses the word ambition. We have time travel. Was there? Oh, yeah, this. I'm like, was there other? I kind of love how this time travel card, they're in the mountains, and there's also like this portal happening. And, the hermit is standing on the edge of this cliff, and the world is like this doorway. And it's literally, like you could literally, even the meditation card, though, like it could even just be you, like creating this reality, like through meditation, and then it's like, boom, you're in it. Like, just things work out. You meet people who can help you get there. And also like with the Six of Pentacles, there is, it's an energy exchange though. So it's not just like you receiving, like there would be something that you would be able to offer a person as well, so that like the energy stays balanced, and like all parties involved benefit. Because again, like, and I think we even said like, meditating on the highest okay. Hang on. Okay. Relax. Meditating on I'm surprised I even remember where. I think that was like only 2 cards up. Nope. It was way more than that. That is way too many. We can't take all that. Okay. Let's relax. Can we get like 2 cards? And maybe that's not the message, because I kept, like, that's too many. Trust the signs. This card has wanted to come out a couple times. We'll take it. Two-faced. Says one thing, does another. Betrayal behind kindness, pretends loyalty. Trust carefully. And then trust the signs, paying attention to guidance, universe speaking clearly, following intuition, message received. Yeah, I feel like the Two-Faced card, clearly there is a warning here to be careful who you trust. Maybe don't put all of your eggs into one basket. And even with it being over here with the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot card, I wonder if that like has to do with, I keep wanting to say a car or like a moving van or like a moving truck or something. It's also just one of those things, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And also to get things in writing, you know, because like, again, like it's just kind of this energy of either having expectations that are unknown to you, or, you know, like just kind of like pulling support. So, you know, again, like just it's literally just feels like a warning to just be aware of that, and yeah, I mean, potentially have a plan B. But I also just kind of feel like you probably already would, like based on experience. And then this time traveler card, you know, like that looks like a key hole, like the more that I was staring at it. Even, you know, there's all this light around their hands. That could have to do with energy work. Let's see. The book says, hovering high above the density of Earth, you gaze into the deep blue space of the time portal. You're held in place by your inner light and power, and you contemplate where, or rather when, this portal will take you. The time portal never appears by chance. It reveals itself only to those who need it. It offers you the opportunity to travel along your own timeline, to the past, future, or even to a parallel or past life. There is another you that needs assistance, and this is an opportunity to reach out and help. Time travel encourages you to look out across time and travel to another version of you. Perhaps there's an aspect of you from childhood that needs some love. A past life could be rising to the surface and impacting your current situation. It may even be time for you to visit your future self in meditation and decide if you like where you are headed. It is possible to heal, shift energy, and have a profound impact on yourself at any point along your timeline. Your energy is not limited to this space and time. It is interesting how, like, on this Trust the Signs card, the guidance is pointing towards the time travel card. And I mean, like, the nodes just moved into Leo and Aquarius. And I know, like, sometime in August, there's going to be a Leo eclipse. And then also, I think, like, at the end of August, there's, like, the last Pisces eclipse as well. So, like, that could be significant, like August, or just those eclipses in general. Also, even, like, where Leo and Aquarius is in your chart, or where your natal south node is, because, you know, the south node in evolutionary astrology does speak to our past life and the things that we either mastered in a past life or that we brought with us into this life. So you could also, you know, Google that, or just get some information around that, like, aspect of your chart. But also, I mean, this whole, like, doing it on your own thing, that is very inner child, or I've always had to, or, you know, this is the story of my life, or, you know, I've had to work for everything that I've gotten, and like how that story is potentially impacting or influencing the story that you have going forward, and even the decisions that you make and the people that you're trusting. Because again, like with this Two-Faced card, like, if it is too good to be true, bells and whistles, you know, and if there is hesitation around having a contract or having something signed, or, you know, just like committing to something, that's a huge red flag. And just because it's packaged a certain way, and just because it could potentially get you to where you want to go, you know, like, and especially that it's between the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot. In the end, like, you know, maybe it would get you where you wanted to go. Maybe it would be the movement that you're looking for, but at, like, what cost? And also, like, you know, no doubt, if your intuition is, you know, kind of ringing the alarm on it, then that's also just a really good opportunity to trust yourself. And also to trust that, like, something better, a better opportunity will come in. Oh, even this, it is time to move on from old patterns and habits and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambitions. And I think the other thing too is, like, if you feel like you can't do this on your own without assistance, that's where you could land with this person in front of your face. If you have a belief that the assistance has to look a certain way or come from specific types of people, versus, you know, being open to different forms or alternative means to get you to where you want to go. Because again, and I think I said, it may not unfold in the way that you, or in a way that you think that, or how am I trying to say? It may not unfold in the way that you like envision it, maybe. The thing that keeps going through my head is that it'll look different. Not unsuccessful plans. That's the other thing too. Like, if something falls through, like, I'm trying to, like, not be messy over here. What is this purple one? If plans fall through, May. Scales, keep your life in balance. Like, if plans fall through, yeah, it's like that whole rejection is redirection. And then also just, like, kind of checking in with yourself. If you know, something does fall through, you know, like, what was my intention with that? Like, you know, was I attracted to the bells and whistles? Was I ignoring my own alarms, or was I ignoring, you know, like, red flags, or because of even too, like, my own ambition, right? Also, even, like, we have 3 7s here, which also even feels very lucky. Like, you know, I mean, I just think of like slot machines in Vegas, jackpots, you know. I don't know, like, I'm like, now 4 and 3 is 7. I was gonna say 7 times 3 is 21. That's the world card. 6 9 is Cancer. Cancer is the sister sign to Capricorn. Mars is going to be moving into Cancer in August as well. And Venus is going to be moving into Libra with this keep your life in balance. And maybe May, whether it was this last May or next May, could be significant for you. Like, maybe that's when, you know, things will start moving. Maybe that's, you know, like, by the time May rolls around, you'll be looking back on this time and being like, wow, you know, like, look how far I've come, you know, or wow, like, you know, just 6 months ago, just, you know, 10 months ago, I was in a completely different place. This green one keeps, what are the green ones anyway? Astral house, happiness. Yeah. See, it's just a journey to get there. Okay. My brain just went blank. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.